Good morning, everybody. Okay, we're getting it. We'll get you there. We'll get you there. So just so you know, as the designated motivator, I am a little bit of a psycho, okay? That's my job. I want to fire you up. I want to get you excited about what you're doing for your clients, what you're doing for your team, what you're doing for yourself. And this morning, we're here to talk about you. We always like to talk about the clients, don't we? Everything's about the client. We love the clients, right? And we do, don't we? We love them. We're people pleasers. We want to make people happy. We want to do things for people. And for most of the time, we care more about the client's business than they do. Anybody? Anybody with me? Okay, that must mean you don't talk to clients if you didn't raise your hand. Okay, so there's times that we go through this, but I want to give you a little bit of my journey. Been in business for 26 years. Fell on my face 20 of them. It's not bad. It's not a bad percentage if you were to do the math. The percentage of times that I failed, fell on my face and got back up, because in the beginning it was about bean counting. I thought it was about the fact that the left part and the right part, those numbers at the bottom, they got to match. And it's like a game, right? When I was 16 years old, I took my first accounting class. Did anyone discover accounting in high school? Right? High school, 16 years old, I graduated with 38 people. So we had a very small accounting class, as you can imagine. And I sat down, and I was a jock. I played every sport you can imagine. I would have played on all the boys' teams if they let me. They didn't, because they didn't want to lose, you know what I'm saying? So they didn't want me on their team, on the other team anyway. But I sat down, I was like, this makes sense to me. 1 + 1 = 2. I'm not forecasting. I'm not doing that economics thing where we guess stuff. 1 + 1 is 2. And I was pumped about it. So I did that, went to college, got my degree in accounting, and then I managed a package store. Right? Isn't that what you do? You go to school, you get your degree, and then you manage a package store, right? Your parents are so proud. They get so proud about something like that. But eventually life happened. I got married and had a kid, and my husband and I said, somebody's got to be a breadwinner. And I looked at him, and then I looked at the kid, and I looked at him, and I'm like, I'll do it. I'll be the breadwinner. You get that. That's going to be for you, right? And right, let's go. Like, let's woman power, right? So we decided to do that, and I said, okay, well, how are we gonna get this started? And we happened to be building an in-law apartment for my parents. So we had no money, my husband and I, and my dad came over to our house, this house we lived in. We could only heat one room, and he said, picked up the kid, and he said, well, if you want this, you got to come with me. You got to come to my house, because you guys are so poor, you can't heat one room. So we said, okay, well, let's build an in-law apartment, blah, 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 right? The contractor says, hey, Dawn, you have an accounting degree, right? And I said, yeah. You want to be my bookkeeper? I said, yeah, I do. I go, how much are you going to pay me? He goes, $200 a month. I looked at my husband. We are going to be millionaires. We are going to be the richest people on earth. $200 a month, dude. We were fired up. So I took him on as the first client. He had those ledgers. You guys remember the ledgers? He had the brown one. Was it called One Right system or something? And I was like, all right, teach me. I'll see how to use that. And I'm like, I need software, I think. These computers, you know, was right the cusp of the floppy disk into CDs, right? The CDs. You guys still have your QuickBooks packet with your CD in it for those of you who are old enough. Some of you weren't even born yet. That's all right, too. You know, you get your software. You're like, I don't even know what I'm doing. But I walked into Staples, and I'm like, well, the color in my high school was a dark green, and this box is dark green. I'm going to pick this one. That was my decision-making process. The color was the same. He was the orange running guy. You guys remember that? QuickBooks back in the day. And I'm not promoting QuickBooks, trust me. But I'm just saying in general. So I went back, and I'm like, we're going to be millionaires. And then the second client came. And I know there's people over here. Right, Waverly? I met Waverly walking over here. He doesn't even have a client yet. So Waverly, I'm going to help you. I'm also going to help you. Samantha, we're going to have no clients yet. Don't do it this way. This is the don't do it this way kind of conversation. And for those of you who have been around for a while, and some of you have been around for a while, I can tell. I'm looking around. I'm not going to point at anybody in particular, Deb. But if we think about it, right, I get this thing, and I'm like, now I need more clients. On to the next client. And I saw an ad in the paper. They used to have ads in the paper. Anybody? That's how you found new clients, looking for a bookkeeper. So you pick up the paper, pick up the phone, and $14 an hour. I'm like, Kevin. We are golden. Dude, you just sit back, man, and you be the spender, but I'll make the money, don't you worry. I go into the interview, And they're like, okay, so what would you like to, what will you charge us to do this work? And I said big and bold, $16 an hour. And they said, okay. And I went home, and my husband's like, did you get the 14 an hour? I go, bro, 16 an hour. And he's like, no way. I'm like, I know. Can you believe this? This is unbelievable. So we're really pumped. So this is the bean counting part of my life. And you know what I did for that money? Whatever they asked me to do. I didn't care. I'm like, you want me to get you coffee? I'm your girl. Like, it doesn't even matter what you want me to do, but I'm making $16 an hour. And time goes on, and the next client comes along. What do you need me to do for you? I need you to do payroll. Awesome. I will do payroll for you. How do you do payroll? No idea. No idea how to do payroll. But you know what? I was figuring it out. Then I started hiring people. Like, I'm thinking this is what it's all about. Now I'm going to hire someone. I hire someone, and I said to her, I said, well, you're just going to jot your hours down on paper and, like, let me know who you worked for and what you did, like, all those things. Just put it in an Excel spreadsheet. She's like, okay. And then I'm like, and then after, at the end of the week, take all that information and type it into QuickBooks timesheet when you're done. She's like, what in the world am I doing? I don't know. It was back in the early 2000s. I didn't know what I was doing. So I'm thinking all this bookkeeping thing is just about finding clients and doing stuff. Sales tax, that's easy. I'll be able to figure that out. No problem. And that was the way I approached starting a business. Success, huh? I had it figured out. And then I realized that, you know what? I got to make this bigger. I got to make this better. So my 100 clients that I would do the bookkeeping for, and always after the fact, and transactional accounting, right? That's what we did. We did everything by the transaction. Don't leave yet. Because these guys are like, if this is what we got to do, I'm not doing it, right? So we went through that process, and then myself as somebody who's just like passionate about everything. Everything's a competition. Driving, for instance, right? How do you get to the front of that line? Like, I'm always striving to get to the front of the line when I'm driving, like, not like radically, like I'm not that person you'll see on a police chase or anything, I don't think, right? But, everything to me is a competition, so I'm like, how many clients can I get? How many people can I hire? And then I realized, I'm bringing all my clients to this tax person. Maybe I should learn tax. Now, mind you, I wasn't really making any money, by the way. I was making, like, no money, just taking loans off the house. Isn't that what you do? You just take equity out of your house over and over again. Isn't that how you do it? That's how you invest. Just blow up the mortgage. Who cares? We'll figure it out. They don't kick you out for like a year, by the way. You know what I mean? I mean, how bad could it be? So, and hi at home, everybody at home, turn up the volume. So, going through building a business, my point is that building a business is hard, isn't it? It's hard. You have to take chances. You have to do things. You have to sacrifice things. That's why this is about you. Do you ever sacrifice as you're building your business? Blood, sweat, tears, home late at night. Who just finished tax season? Come on, hands up. Tax season, by the way, all of you are involved in tax season. Don't try to hide from it. Don't matter if you prepared taxes or not. You're in the thick of it. Because if those books aren't ready and I want to do my tax return, you know what I mean? Without the bookkeepers, we are nothing. We are nothing without the bookkeepers. So as I went through, I thought building a business was all about getting clients and hiring people and just trying to get money in the door and billing by the hour and, we got to do things by a certain date because the government said so. I did that for 20 years. I thought joining a partnership was a good idea. Wow, what a memory. What a memory. Be careful with whom you go in business with. That's all I have to say about that. But it made me such a better person. Do you know why I was in a partnership for 6 years, 3 months, one day? It was April Fool's Day when I left. But it wasn't funny. You know what I mean? I wasn't kidding. I was out of there, man. 2 of the meanest people I've ever met in my life. People who tell you you're fat when you come in and you need to go to the store and get no clothes. You wore that last week. Really? Is that what we're doing to people? Roger, I loved what you said in the beginning. You said kindness. Being kind to other people and actually being kind because you want to be. Not faking it, but actually caring about other people. I didn't realize bean counting I thought it was, we're just going to do math stuff. By the way, it's nothing to do with math. I hate when people say that. It's about helping other people be successful, in turn helps you become successful. We all win when we all win together. I didn't realize, I thought bean counting was just the math part. It was just the balancing the debits and the credits, and it was nothing about people. That's what I thought. But it is all about the people. It's 100% about the people that you're serving. But for me, I feel like it's so self-fulfilling. I don't know about you, but when I can do something really good for a client, I get really pumped about that. That's for me to have. So today, what I want to make sure you all understand that I want you to have the firm of your dreams. How many people right now could sit there and honestly say, I have a firm, I had no problem during tax season, my life was perfect, there was no one yelled at me, it was great, there was always food on the table at 2 a.m. when I got back from work, super cold, right? How many people have the perfect firm? Raise your hand. And if you do, get up here and you can replace me right now. Okay, you have a perfect firm? Oh, I see you over there, Michelle. All right, come on, you planted that, girl. I know Michelle, she's a sweetheart. So what I want you all to understand here today, that this can be about you. We have a really hard time with that, don't we? Because it's got to be about everybody else. I'm here for everyone else. Today, you're here for you. What kind of firm do you want? I want you to write down for me today, what firm would be perfect firm for you? And it's different for everybody. Why? Because some of you would like to make a lot of money. And you know what? That's okay. Did you know you get permission to say that that's okay? Oh, well, that's just because you're greedy. No, it isn't. It's because I want to make money to do what? To make memories. I want money to make memories. And guess what? They're not just memories for me. It's about memories for other people. So I'm selfish because I want to make money, but really, in fact, I want to make money so I can help other people. I can have memories like flying to my daughter this weekend. If I don't have money, I can't do that. Did you know that? Have you ever gone to a ticket counter? Hey, listen, let's talk for a minute. Like, seriously. Like, my kid's going to turn 27 on Sunday. I just need a flight. Like, I'm sure you have an extra seat. If there's not, is this a booked flight? You have a few seats left. Why don't you just give one to me? Like, I'm cool. Like, we could be friends even. I'll come back. I'll take you to dinner. How's that? No. They want the money. They want the money. Do you think your staff wants to work for you for free? Anybody? I'm pretty sure they're not going to come in. Pretty sure. No matter how kind they might be. So as a perfect firm, what are you looking for? Is it money? Is it time? How many people don't have any more time? Your time is gone. Raise your hand. Oh, all the rest of you, everybody seems pretty darn comfortable in this room. Nope, I'm good. We all need time. We all need our time back. And how do you buy your time back? It's with money. And with that time, what can you do? You can volunteer. Who in the world has time to volunteer from January 1st until April 15th? Volunteer. Well, there you go. Amen. Good for you. Because I got to tell you something. In 2019, I decided it'd be a good idea to be a volunteer college softball coach. That makes sense, doesn't it? That's really. The coach comes to me and says, "Hey, you want to coach with me?" And I looked at her and I go, "You know I do your taxes, right?" She's like, "Yeah." I go, "Well, there's about 300 more of you. Like, I got to do taxes, right?" And I'm going to help you kind of like dream a little bit. Now, yours might not be softball, maybe something else, but what you're doing right now, if you don't have a passion outside of what you're doing right now, you're going to stay the same. You have to, not this, I want to spend time, if I hear spend time with my family one more time, I'm punch you. Well, punch you people. Listen, I love my husband, I love my kids, but I don't always want to be with them. I just don't, right? Sometimes I just want to be by myself. I want to be alone. I want to go golfing alone. No, I don't want to be a partner. I don't need a partner. Don't partner me up with anyone. I play alone, right? What is your dream outside of your firm, your job, whatever some of you may be employees here. I don't know. Some of you at home might be employees watching here, and that's fine. You have a dream too. You should have a dream. You should have a passion outside of what you're doing that drives you to take your firm and mold it into something that you never imagined possible. And I didn't start doing that until 2019 when I found a passion outside of that office. And I went to the first practice, and I said to the coach, I said, I'll come when I can. I'll come when I can. Do the best I can. I'm supposed to work 80 hours a week. I'm an accountant, right? That's what I'm supposed to do. It's tradition, isn't it? Uphold the tradition of 80-hour work week. Stupid. That makes no sense. I found this passion. I went to the first practice, and I said to the head coach, I'll never miss a day. I'll never miss a day during tax season. So you know what I had to do? I had to get my stuff together. I had to take my firm, and I had to say, we need to implement processes and systems in this firm so I can be out of this office every day at 3. 3. How many people leave every day at 3 during tax season?
3 a.m.
Brittany, I know you do, girlfriend, because you figured at 3 a.m. That's awesome, right? But I had a passion outside of the office that I had to change what I was doing. I want every one of you to find what that passion is outside of the office. It might be pickleball. I played pickleball yesterday with the young kids, man, smoking them. I'm like, come on, let's go. 54-year-old gonna kick your butt, 27-year-old, let's go. What do you find inside your gut that you're passionate about? What about going to see your kids' games? Anybody have kids? Nobody has kids. I'm the only person with kids in here? For the love of everything, right? I'm like, some people want to actually go watch their kids play sports during tax. So anybody have a hockey kid? Anybody have a softball kid, right? These kids play in the spring during tax season. How can you create a firm with a culture, by the way, that your employees, your staff, your team can do the same thing? It's about us right now, but once we can create this for us, there's a ripple effect. You know about the ripple effect, right? You create this passion around something that's outside the office, and you allow your team eventually to do the same. You have an unbelievable, positive, healthy culture when you're not tracking hours. If you are in this room or you are listening at home, if you are tracking hours, we have got to change that immediately. Can you really put an hourly rate on yourself? Do you really think an hourly rate is what you're worth? Your value, your investment here this week? The time you've spent in college or not in college, doesn't matter. The best bookkeeper I've ever had on staff never went to college. She's the best bookkeeper ever, anywhere, period. Doesn't matter where you came from or what you were before. It doesn't matter. It's what you are now and what you plan to be in the future that matters. And when I went through that partnership and I left there, I left with this, I felt healthier. And I'm like, I know what I'm going to do, not what those people did. I will never talk to another human being the way they talk to me. Why are we doing that to each other in this day and age? I don't know. But even just one person, that's why I call myself the designated motivator. If I can be one, I can help one person's day get better. I helped a lady with a baby on the airplane the other day. This poor lady. She had the baby, the backpack, the formula, the bottle, her coffee. And she's like trying to get on the plane, and everybody's just walking by her. And I stopped. She's leaning over trying to get the kid out of the carrier. And I'm like, hey, you want some help? Like, this looks terrible. You're giving me anxiety. I'm like, can I help you? And she goes, silently, yes. She didn't want to ask for help. But boy, did she need it. I said, all right, you take the kid, because I don't need that screaming. I'll take the bottle and the other stuff and help you get on the plane. Why did 50 other people walk by her? We got to be kinder and better. Sorry, I digressed a little bit on that one, but I think that we as firm owners have, guess what? We have power. If you are a firm owner, do you understand the power that you have? The power to do something different than what you think is the traditional way of running an accounting firm? Boring. Boring. If we can put more value, first of all, into ourselves, because it's just like, I never used to understand the whole mask on the airplane thing. I'm like, but I want to save my kid. Well, you got to put your own on first and then you save your kid. It's the same thing what you're doing in your firms. Are you choking your firm to death? Are you charging by the hour? Are you paying by the hour? Because when you put an hourly rate on another human being, that's what you're calling your value in them. What I prefer to do is say, what do you think your value is? You tell me. And this is where the transition from the bean counter to seeing the dream and the vision of what I wanted powerful accounting to be. And I realized those changes needed to be made, and I felt really bad about one thing, that I didn't change prior to that, and I failed the employees I had before. Because I didn't understand what was really important and how to really look forward in the way we wanted to run the firm and how we all wanted to treat each other and how we wanted to live our lives. So I felt bad for those people that came and went. But I made this decision in 2019, and I lost some people because they were wondering why I wasn't in the office 80 hours a week. Because I'm doing softball. I want to do softball. You guys aren't as fun as they are. You guys are boring, to be honest. And so go ahead and be on your merry way, because I'm going to go have fun, right? And it was funny, it was another interesting correlation. I was on the golf course a couple weeks ago on a Wednesday, playing by myself. So fun. Actually, it might have been April 14th, because I finished my returns early. I was done on the Saturday before, and I was having a blast the rest of the time. You need to do that, folks. You need to not work on the 15th. We should call that no work day. No one should work. It should be a law. It should be a federal holiday. We do not work on the 15th, right? Because nothing good comes of that, by the way. At least not for me. But we think about him on the golf course, and this guy's on there. He's there, and I thought he looked a little older than he was, to be honest. And so he was like, I'm like, hey, we're waiting, both waiting, behind people. He's like, hey, so what's up? How you doing? What a beautiful day. It's awesome. I'm like, this is unbelievable. It's better than working. He's like, well, I just retired. I'm like, you did? He's like, yeah, I just retired for a month. I've been a month. It's really weird. I feel like I should be going to the office and working. And I go, because that's a habit, isn't it? He's like, oh, yeah. He's, yeah, I just retired. I'm like, do you mind me asking how old you are? I'm like, I don't care. Once you're just going to walk away, I'll never see the guy again. And he's like, I'm 65. I wish I did this when I was 55. And I kind of didn't say anything, but I was just like, all right, I'm doing something right. Why are we waiting till we retire to have fun? Why are we doing that? Because here's the thing. You've built a firm that has not allowed you to do that. Do you know what the better thing is? You can change it today, immediately. This week, you're going to hear from speakers. I'm going to tell you this is going to be a fire hose, by the way. You're going to be overloaded with water. There's a fire hose in your face. You've got great vendors in the hall. You've got great speakers that are going to give you tips. But at the end of the day, it's your decision on what you'll do with it. Will you take this awesome journal? Roger, thank you. Take this awesome journal, take all these notes, and then you're going to go home, and what are you going to do with it? Put it on the stack of journals from years past that you never reopen? I've done it. Been there. And I'm going to charge you with something this week, is to make a decision on something. You're going to think you're going to change 80 things when you go back. Can you just stick with one? Can we stick with one to start? Because going from bean counter to dreamer to doing all these things in 2020 was a horrible year for us. We got our butts kicked. Did we not? And you know what? We were happy to do it. You know why? Because we care about people. And things started to change in 2020. And for me, after 22 years in business, I was tired. Is anyone tired? Like, not just because you're awake right now, but just tired. Like, tired of the run. Tired of the drive. Tired of the gotta get up every morning. Tired of having to answer 80 questions that are quick questions. They're not quick. They're not quick. Stop saying that. Can you just say, I have a question? Take the quick out of it. That's all I'm asking. Simple. Right? Nothing's quick. If you are tired, you have the ability as a firm owner to change what that looks like for you. And I finally realized I was tired of not having payroll on Friday every week unless the client paid me. Anybody ever have that? Am I the only person who's worried about payroll every single week? Well, I guess I suck. Like, anybody else with me here? You just don't want to admit it. That's okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I need support. You guys aren't seeing my emotion. I was tired of not having payroll. I was tired of not having the money to fly and see my kid. I was tired of my family going on vacations. I couldn't go because I had to work. I was tired of all that. You know why? One thing I did learn from that partnership, which I should have known already, without money, you're not in business. How many of you see your clients borrowing money to stay in business? Taking those square loans? I'm going to kill them. Those things are impossible to reconcile. Anybody? It's like fee crazy. I don't even know what's happening, and don't try to call anyone. But anyway, I was tired. So I had to change, and this is going to be your phrase that you have to take with you and memorize so you can say it over and over in your head because you're going to say it to your clients. I am making a change in my business model. I am making a change, right, Brittany? Oh, you did it great, Brittany. You're so cute. Wait till you. We could do a cheer. It's kind of corny, but I love you. You guys have to get into your mindset that I am making a change in my business model. Why are we letting the client determine when they pay us? Why are we doing that? Why are we sending invoices out? Why are we tracking time? You think they like those invoices? No. You know what the most uncomfortable conversation is you'll have with your clients? Is over money. It's the worst thing ever. Get that out of the way in the beginning. I decided that I was going to move to subscription pricing. I call it relationship pricing because I feel like I'm building a relationship with my clients. Getting to know them. You know what we started this year? This is crazy, you guys. This is insane. We took all of our subscription pricing clients. We have 25 people we work with, some multiple businesses. So we have 25, and this is crazy. We send them cookies on their birthday. How about that? Yeah? You know what that is? That's intentional. I hate that I don't remember my clients' birthdays. They think we know everything because we have their data. Do you think I care what your AGI is? Like, I totally don't care, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, they think we memorize all this stuff. But we started sending cookies to our clients that are in our subscription pricing. Why? Because we value them. You know why? Because they value us. We moved to subscription pricing. Anyone in subscription pricing right now with their clients, even one? Awesome. I love that. Yes, I saw you raise your hand in the back. Let's go. Subscription pricing changed my life. The problem is for most people is they don't understand how to move to subscription pricing. They're freaking out over it. How do I do it? Well, I said, you know what? I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it anyway. You know, I'm one of those, Dawn, jump over here, over this. Okay, I'll do it. I'm in. You want to do a dare? I'm your girl. Like, I'm into everything, whatever. We're doing it. And I said, I'm going to sit down with my team, and I'm going to do what I've always wanted to do. And I asked them, how much money do you want to make? How much money puts your family in a position where you have some comfort? That you're not living Friday to Friday to Friday, right? That's what most people do. They live paycheck by paycheck. Your clients do it. A lot of them do. And I said, I'm not doing that anymore. I said to my girl, Nicole, I said, Nicole, how much money do you want to make? She's my bookkeeper. She's my staff accountant. I'm sending her to her master's degree. She wants to get her master's. So I pay for that, and I don't care. You know why? Because I want her and her family to be successful, right? So she said to me, well, Dawn, the problem is I'm only a bookkeeper. I almost wanted to come across the table and just punch her out. Just like throat punch her one time, let her get up, hit her one more time, and then, and then we could talk a little bit more. And I said, she goes, but I feel greedy. I said, good. That's where I want you to be. I want you to be at super greedy. And she told me her number, and she's like, and then she was kind of like, what's she gonna say? Kind of thing. I'm like, no problem. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah, we're also gonna get you some disability insurance in case something happens to you. So you're covered there. I'm gonna put you on a small life insurance plan so it's not taxable to you. I'm gonna give you a $2,000 TASC card. Task card. It's a plan where you can give people a card and they can pay for their medical expenses up to a certain amount. Everybody has to have equal and the same. Here's $2,000 for you to be able to take care of any medical that you need to take care of, and here's your salary, and I won't tell you because she'll maybe be upset about that, I don't know. And then I give her bonuses throughout the year. She makes over 6 figures. No problem. And Nicole, I don't want to hear about your going on vacation. I don't care. Like, I care, I'm happy for you, but I'm not worried about whether you're taking a vacation. Take as many vacations as you want. Back in the day, it was like, you can only have 4 days, I can only afford 4 days, that's it, all you can have. Now I'm like, I don't care. Tracy, my assistant, she goes away probably 4 weeks out of the during tax season, goes on cruises with her husband. I'm like, have a ball. Just make sure you talk to the clients before you leave. Let them know. Tell them to call when you get back. Don't have them call me. Have them call when they get back, right? That flexibility. So you're going to say to me, well, Brolin, how'd you do it? And I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of it. It was a really simple process. I gathered all the data of what it was going to cost me to pay my people, my 2 people, and to pay myself what I wanted to make. Here are all my expenses, because I do my accounting, which I hate doing. Actually, I don't do it. I hired someone. Okay, don't worry about that. So I don't even do my own tax return. That's a whole other story. So, but I sat down and I figured out we need to make $30,000 a month for everybody to be happy. So we took the client list. This is rocket science, folks, right? Let me read a book about it. How about you just listen to this and then you'll do it? It's not hard. Get how much, what's the nut, they call it. What's the nut you need to make it through the year? And then you divide it by 12. $30,000 a month. This is rocket science. Then we took the clients. We did a client, it's a summary by client, with sales by client summary, I think it's called, or something. And then we went top to bottom, and we put it in Excel. And then we went, and the first 20 clients, the ones who paid us the most, hello, and we said, number 1, do we like them? Oh, when this guy calls me, oh, it's like being in the principal's office. Oh, this guy never calls us. Highlight. You know what I mean? Simple. That's the freaking process, you guys. And then we said, okay, in that billing, which was a fiscal, because we did this in September, so we did a fiscal year, because there's highs and lows, and we do hourly billing. And we said, how much do they pay us? For example, one client paid us around $12,000 a year to do their bookkeeping and their taxes. We never talked to them, we never planned, we never did anything, because we were just trying to get work done, and our hair was on fire, and the fire trucks were coming, because they're like, there's a fire. No, it's just my hair. It's just my hair. It's on fire. And we went and sat down with the first people. I'll never forget it. It was yesterday. We sat down and said, Cody and Mark. By the way, in all of our conversations, we kill Mark. You know, when there's like, okay, what happens if Mark dies? Like the what if scenario is always fun. Mark's always dead. Anyway, so we sat down with Cody and Mark and we said, hey, listen, we have not been doing a great job for you. I admitted it. We're doing part of our job for you because we're working with too many people, working too many hours, too much going on. We want to do a better job. And so what we are doing is changing our business model. We are changing our business model. We are going to work with less clients, and we're going to do more for you, better planning, etc. And we just said, so we looked at your account. We figured out the things that we should be doing for you, the things we aren't. We listed a couple, 2, 3 things here and there, reasonable comp analysis, blah, blah, blah. $2,500 a month. And we just sat there. We were like, makes sense. We're like, holy cow, this might work. This might work. So we went to the next person, did the same thing. No one paid the same money, by the way, folks. You don't take it and divide it by 12 and say, it's just once a month, and you don't have to worry about a bill. No, it doubles at least. Do you know why? Because every one of you in this room, including myself and those of you at home, we've all answered emails and not charged them. Remember when we used to try to figure out how to bill by email? There was like this period of time where all like, how do we do this? And then the phone calls that they call you clocking in when they do that? No, if you are, please stop. Please stop doing that. And we decided that all those things we were already doing had value that we weren't charging for. So yes, we were going to do more things for them, but we're also going to capture the revenue for all the stuff we did for them for free for years. And we realized as we kept going, we held on the first year. This is fresh, folks. This is fresh business right here. 2023 was the first year we had a full year implemented for it. The first year, and we hit our $30,000 a month goal. So that was great. That's great, isn't it? Well, yeah, but we knew there was going to be tweaking at the end. So what did we do? After the first year, we did the best we could. We dartboard. We were dartboarding. Anybody ever dartboard before? Those good times. I love darts. Anyway, so we realized that going from the bean counter to the advisor was just a mind shift. Yes, there was a little bit of work that went into it after trying to figure things out, but after a year, we realized there were some clients who this one client had 8 entities, and we were charging her $2,500 a month. You know what? First year, we hit our goal, everybody got paid, Everybody took vacations. We weren't billing by the hour. It was cool. But there was more to do. We're like, something's not right here. And these two people have to go. Like these two we said yes to, not nice people. So we fired them, got rid of them, and we sat down with those people who had multiple entities. We were like just trying to get them to buy in for the first year. Then after that, we sat down and said, okay, you got a gift for last year. Merry Christmas, right? Good for you. We didn't tell them that. We're just internally, in your soul, you're like, you know they got away with something. And you're like, okay, let's change this. We sat down and said, okay, Lisa, here are your 8 entities. And here are some of the things we do for you. And you're a kind of a PETA to chase down sometimes. And that's annoying, and you're going to pay for that. You're going to pay for us to chase you. Okay. We sat down out of all of her entities. She's around $15,000 a month for all those entities. We're half of what our first goal was. And she was like, okay. And we're like, oh my God, this is working. We couldn't believe it. And so we revamped, we changed some things, and 2023 was still a busy year. I still had a lot. I had 250 tax clients just for one person, and I just don't like extensions. Who loves extensions? Some people just go throw everyone on extension and say, I got 9 months. And I'm like, what are you doing? I want to be on my boat all summer. I want to golf all summer. I don't want to be dealing with tax returns. So we said, okay, we got to fix it again. We got to smooth this out. We got to smooth this out somehow. And so for 24, we got rid of more clients, got rid of more tax clients, raised my prices like an animal when it comes to tax returns. If you're a tax person, anyone do taxes at home? Anyone tax here? Okay, we're going to fix it because this is so great. You guys are in the right place at the right time. Change your business model. Get your recurring revenue with your business clients. We won't work with a business if they're not on relationship pricing. No way. Do you know why? Because their returns will never get done. Because their books will never be ready. When you work with a client all year round, you know they bought something. If you don't work with them year round, you know when you find out in March. In March, oh, and they traded in 14 things and then bought, you know the bookkeeping that goes into that? When they trade stuff in, gains and losses. If you work with them year round and attack these situations through the year, when it comes to the tax return, all of our business returns are done. Every one of them. We are done. I have 15 returns left to do. This is the first time in 26 years that all of my money is in the bank. You know why? Because if you do taxes and you don't make people prepay, you're the next throat punch. Make them prepay. Are you not valuable enough for them to pay you up front? If you're a bookkeeper, you better get these people on a monthly subscription. Don't send them invoices. You know why? That gives them the decision on when they're going to pay you. They don't have the right to do that. You're a professional. Everyone in here, you are professionals. You deserve to be paid up front. You want to steady your cash flow? Guess what? You can. You folks over there, my friendly table over here, when you get your first client, they are on a subscription. You do not bill them by the hour, and don't let them dictate the relationship. Waverly, no. Start from now. You know, you're going to have to retrain. Some of you have been in here some of you have been in business for a long time. I can tell. I mean, a long time. And you're going to probably say to me, well, I've got these clients that have had them forever. There's no way they're going to move to this. Well, that's up to you. Are you willing to accept that? The legacy clients are the hardest to move. They're the hardest to move. And do them just a little bit at a time. Don't feel like you got to change the whole thing at once. We didn't do it all at once. But start with one client. Hey, I'm changing my business model. I want to work with less clients, and I see value in our relationship that we can work together long term. I can do a better job for you, and you'll be my client forever, and I will do everything to save you every dollar in tax, whatever it may be that you're passionate about helping those clients. They're going to be like, okay. The fear is in your gut. And I had to look in the mirror and I said, okay, I'm all in or I'm all out. I'm not a tip my toe in the pool. I am cannonballing every time. You know what I mean? So for those of you who are not cannonballers, just tip your toe in the water with the legacy clients. Guess what the easiest one is? The new clients. Our levels in the subscription pricing, if you want it, people are like, what about pricing? Stop. Reverse engineer it. What do you need to make? Start there. Start somewhere, and that's where most people fail. They don't have the guts to say, you know what, I am going to change my business model. I am worth it. My team is worth it. Because you know what, you're really not any good to your clients if your hair's on fire. Because you can't get their job done well. One client we went to, he was paying us like maybe $2,500 a year for his tax returns. He does his own books, he's great at it. But sometimes he has questions. And he was using another firm, or another bookkeeping firm, to answer his questions, but they would never respond to him. Why? Their hair is on fire. It's not because they don't want to. They just physically and mentally can't do another thing. And I said to him, Todd, we're moving to relationship pricing. This is what we're doing, blah, blah, blah. And he said, so you're telling me if I email you, you're going to email me back? I said, yes, Todd. You email me, I'm going to email you back. I said, but you're at $750 a month, so that's $9,000 a year. He goes, okay. You know why? He wanted that value. He wanted somebody who was going to respond to him and do the best for him. And you know what? They don't know what that's worth all the time, right? So my levels are $750, $1,500, and $2,500. That's $9,000, $18,000, and $30,000. Unless there's people with multiple entities and we do certain things. Some of them are higher than that. Some are lower. It's a baseline, folks. People can't find a baseline. It's a simple baseline. You can change your life and get yourself a vision board and set some goals. The key, you guys, is number one, have the guts. I dare you. I dare you. Double dog dare you, for those of you who are older, right? I double dog dare you to do something. Take the information from this conference and do something different than you're doing now, unless you're perfectly happy and joyful where you're at. Because you're investing time and money here this week. Leave here. Change your practice. Change your life. Change your team's life. Change your client's life. You know why? Because there's opportunities when a person will come in with their taxes, and you're like, where's Janet? Janet died. I'm just finding this out, Ron? What the heck, man? That kind of thing where you can say, hey, Ron, don't worry about your fee this year. I'm going to take, you're probably going through a tough time, so the last thing you need to worry about. One of my mom's friends had cancer and died. Mom, tell her sister if she needs some help. I'm not doing estate stuff. Don't even come near me. But, if she needs some help, whatever, I'm happy to help out. Those are the opportunities that you have to give back. But in your main money-making machine is what you should be. Take back control. Define what you want your firm to look like and get yourself out of the office. For the first time in your firm's life, probably, do it for yourself. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.